Hey guys, welcome back to another episode recap of The Bachelorette. This is going to be on episode number 5. So we are going to be talking about the whole Luke P fiasco. And our question today is, what do you think Garrett did that caused all the drama at the end of this episode 5? Put it below. We're kind of wondering what he could have done. His part's not huge in the show so far, but had to be something bad.
Alright, so jumping right into the episode, very first thing I want to say is Scotland looked like a pretty cool place, I will say. Another good place for Hannah. And then they had their first one-on-one there with Mike.
I was so
Love
excited
the do-rag, Mike.
When she chose Mike because he's really gone up in the ranks for me. I really am starting to kind of get his character, and I kind of like him. I don't know why. He's always smiling, and I love that about Mike. He's like, always has a smile on his face.
I don't really know who I like in this season other than Tyler C. and Peter. The other guys are kind of just whatever to me. I think Devin could be a sleeper. I'll go ahead and say that. He's a quiet one, but I think he's kind of chill. Mike is, I don't know, I still think he's trying to be a bully. Can you see that?
I don't see that at all. I think their date went really well. He was really sweet. They really opened up with each other.
They really turned up with each other.
They did. There was one point I was like, do you think she's drunk right now? I mean, she acted kind of drunk on parts of the episode of the date, and I was thinking she had one too many shots of whiskey. But overall, I think they had a really fun date, and I think she likes him.
I think she likes him, but I don't think that there's a chance that he's there at the end. Just personally, do you?
I don't think that he's going to pass up someone like Tyler C. or Peter the Pilot, but I definitely see him making it further than the other guys just because I really do think they had a great time. He is going to have his heart broken, and that is going to make me so sad if he's going to say that he loves her after half a decade of not being in love and having so much trouble getting out of love with his ex-girlfriend. I don't know.
I think you're right. I think he's going to be pretty upset, and I think that it's going to hit him really hard. But anyways, let's jump right into the next group date where Hannah B could not keep her lips to herself. I will say that.
She went crazy on those guys.
Wow.
And the kilts, I was like, oh my gosh.
And poor Kevin still hasn't kissed her.
He still hasn't kissed her. That was so funny. He was like walking up the stairs, the things that you cannot unsee. And Hannah, her dress was like to her ankles, and so she pretty much had to be manhandled through all the dates if she was going to be getting on the pool table, the beds, and the couches.
Hashtag Peter the Pilot. I will say that this episode, Jed is in the top 3 for me. I think he will be the top 3. I don't really like him anymore. I don't know about you. I don't really.
Get the weird
I'm not feeling Jed. I think there's something crooked about Jed to me. Let me know if you agree with me. Is Jed kind of, tailing off? What do you think?
So,
why are you thinking that though?
I don't know. I just think there's some guys that are kind of passing him up. He's starting to feel go across a little bit cocky in my opinion. But I do think it's very interesting how Hannah had such an awesome date with those guys that were in the group date, and Luke P was not present. I just think that confirms that the guys do not like him. He caused a lot of drama. He may be misunderstood, but still, I think that he's a villain of the show, and I don't like that. But overall, I think that date went really well. I think she had really good conversations with all the guys, and I'm surprised Tyler C did not get the rose.
Tyler C and Peter, they are
they're neck and neck.
Very up there right now, in my opinion.
Unfortunately, even though this episode was good and I thought the dates went well, it just wasn't my favorite episode. I feel like there's things to talk about, but overall, this is probably my least favorite episode so far.
It was kind of a boring episode, not that much drama going on, no fights going on.
It was kind of a lot of follow-up.
Yeah, and they left you on a ledge again. This is kind of in the middle of the season for all the bachelors and bachelorette shows. They go 3 in a row where they don't give a rose ceremony at the end, and they have it in the middle. And I think that's where we're at right now with this season.
Yeah, we are. And
I hate that part.
This is the thing. I don't want to talk about Luke P on and on and on and on because this is what the show has been coming to, and it's kind of getting old. But when he was having his one-on-one date, which I was surprised that he got, Tyler was like, what does Hannah want? Where I was totally getting what Hannah was wanting. And that just shows like the difference between like a guy and a girl. Because Luke P is saying the same thing like a broken record over and over again. Just saying, you know, I never want to do anything to hurt you. I'm here for you. You're the only one that I care about, blah, blah. When Hannah's coming to him and saying, tell me about yourself. Like, how does that make you feel? Tell me your emotions. And Tyler's like, he's telling him his emotions. And I'm like, no, not at all. And so Hannah's having to continue to say the same thing, trying to get past that wall that's been built. And I just think that it's just not clicking there.
I think that this show, I for some reason, I just think that there's no way that he's saying this much stuff over and over and over again. I think they are cutting out a lot of it.
Oh, I'm sure they are cutting out a lot of it.
I would love to know if anyone kind of feels bad for Luke P. That honestly.
I mean, I feel bad for Luke P because I'm sure he's a good guy outside the show.
I was on the Luke P last week. I said that I think that he's getting kind of, you know, looked at the wrong way. And I don't think that it's, you know, appropriately saying what kind of guy he is. And I think that the guys were kind of getting on him. And I do. I feel bad for Luke P. I'm not going to say Team Luke P on here.
Well,
but
there's a difference. Like, I feel bad for him because, like, I get what he's trying to say when she said, you know, none of the guys like him there. I understand that this is a weird, like, place, and he probably is well liked back at home. And he was probably just trying to say, like, look, people like me. It's just here people don't like me. But that came across as, like, cocky, like, everybody likes me.
Yeah, that part didn't come across right. I get that, but, you know.
That's what I'm just saying. I understand, like, he is coming across one way. But I also see Hannah's side because if he were to say something, or if he did say something, they wouldn't be at, you know, the rose, you know, dinner, you know, at the end of the episode, end of their date, and she still needs, you know, more from him. So that obviously says that he didn't say anything, even if they clipped it out up until that point.
Yeah.
And okay, so I think the second biggest question, the first one is, what did Garrett do to make all that drama at the end of the episode? And number two, does Luke P really go home? No,
he does not, because The Bachelor already gave us this inside door at the beginning. If you really think back, ladies and gentlemen, this is why you have to pay attention to all of, you know, the full season, because Garrett and Luke P, they go on a date together, remember?
I don't remember that.
Well, you know at the beginning of the episode where they show a whole full season like sneak peek?
Are you saying that they go on the 2-on-1?
They go on the 2-on-1, and one of them is going to go home.
Oh, so
that's what's coming. That's your spoiler, but it wasn't me looking it up on Google. It was me remembering it. All right, so we got through this week's episode. Looking on to next week's episode, yeah, it was nothing amazing for this week, but, you know, it's still The Bachelor. We still are doing our job.
And it was in Scotland, and we want to go to Scotland now.
Yeah, I'm down for Scotland. I don't know how much Scotland is. Is that expensive?
I'm sure it is.
How do you get to go? This is a side note from the video. I would like to know how much it is to get to go where Luke P and them went, and if that's even possible. They were like in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, yeah, that's how Scotland is. It's all nature.
Yeah, well, I don't know how much that is. But looking on to the next episode, what do you think is going to happen? Obviously, Luke P is still there. They show him at the end of the episode. A sneak peek of the whole season said that Luke P and Garrett go on a date together. And then Garrett did something really, really bad. So, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen?
Yep. So that's all for our recap. We don't have much to say. All the dates went kind of smoothly. Luke P's still in the, you know, the
grinder.
In the grinder, I was gonna say, like in the question mark zone. So.
Or what are they? The Luke-Ness monster.
The Luke-Ness monster. Yeah. I don't know. So anyway.
By the way, why are some of these guys still on this episode? Like on the show. That one dude looks very old. We should check his birth certificate. I don't know. What is his name?
No, he's not that old, but his profession is unemployed. We can't remember his name.
He looks old.
Anyway, so thank you so much for watching our episode recap number 5. These are flying by, and this one really did throw us off because of the NBA Finals, but we still watched it nonetheless, and so let us know what you think, and we will see you on episode 6. Oh, special side note, we have a very exciting vlog coming out later this week. My sister got married this last Saturday, and while she's in her honeymoon, I have been whipping up something really fun.
Love is in the air.
We have been vlogging all last weekend, and we want to share with you how the wedding weekend went, and we
all of
cannot
our
wait
family?
to show you. And yeah, we had a ton of family in town, so you'll get to meet all of our family.
Yes. So, another side note. We have a lot of side notes. Who are you pulling for in the NBA Finals?
I am pulling for not Golden State.
We really don't care. Go Grizzlies and go LeBron.
We love LeBron, but not Golden State. I'm sorry. I'm not a Golden State fan. I'm not.
You're tired of it, right?
I am.
That's my girl. Getting her talking about sports, that really just gets me going.
All right, well, we're going to close it with that.
Yeah, goodbye. Come back next week
Y'all
for
have a
a
good
better
night.
episode, number 6. Something crazy is going to happen.